things proper and be able to find ourselves in a space where we can communicate and prat what we need to prat. And I'm greeting everybody. I am greeting the people who have been here since from day one, and I'm greeting all the new people, and kindly make sure that you also follow the channel via the Heartbeat of the Nation. So obviously, I am your host, Opol Nuku, Ukapatia, General, the two-striped man with the medal on top, Ngetivorna Mhlobo. I welcome you all. Today we are talking about the story that has came to light, a revelation to say unseen forces, are shaping our lives at this particular moment in time. And we are diving into the story that has been kept in the shadows and it's been long that a small cartel of private institutions allegedly controlling a massive 6 trillion rand in pension funds right here in South Africa and as we speak. Hey, did you hear, guys? A small cartel is controlling. In fact, it's a small cartel of private institution allegedly controlling a massive 6 trillion rand in pension fund right here in South Africa. You see, South Africans' pension funds are the backbone of our country and our economy. You would understand possibly 60% of the elderlies are in South Africa beyond Boma 60, 62, 63, 64. And those people are via pensioners at this particular moment in time. And these millions of workers and their retirement rely on the future. But now what we are told and these allegations of this small group and a private investigation that these institutions might have their hand in the cookie jar. They might be pulling strings behind the scenes that we don't know. I mean, according to Open Secrets and an investigational platform that has found out that this cartel has a significant influence over the funds. They have their hands in the cookie jar, so they funded themselves in this cookie jar. They have made decisions, and now these decisions are affecting so many people in terms of what has just now happened in the country. So there is powerful shadows, wealthy in silence, that are controlling what we are thinking, Tina. It's a good thing for the country to have, to say there's a few people who are controlling the pension fund, and these people now there's also even a number of saying it's 6 trillion rand that is in the pocket of this cartels institution and their private institution that are obviously utilizing this small funding. And you must understand that if these cartel possibilities might be they are pulling these strings, and they have control over the fund's asset, it influences investment and policy. It really questions transparency and fairness and accountability to go, are these people accountable in what they have done? And if they find themselves in spaces where now they have jogged this money, because now we are looking at people who have jogged the money and we were like, hey, these guys have jogged the pension money. Where did the pension money go? We don't know where the pension money go. They have decided to take the pension money and chow it. So we find ourselves in spaces like we go, oh, hey, these guys have jogged the pension money. So now the implications are finding its final analysis and investigational journalists who have been discussing the origins of these claims and the evidence to support these claims, as we have seen, and we are finding ourselves in spaces now that we can get it. We know and what's going on, and we understand what's going on. The thing that we are finding ourselves, it's that we are asking particular questions as what does this mean for us as a people, and how this institution allegedly gained control in this money, the mechanism they used to influence these funds, the lack of transparency in these pension funds, and the mismanagement in these pension funds, because this is pension funds, this is people's money, this is the livelihood of people who have worked hard and said, okay, I'm going to take a pension after 4 or 5 years. And now they go to the bank and they ask for their pension money. Their pension money is nowhere to be found. There's no money in their pension fund. They are finding themselves wanting, they're finding themselves finding what they need to understand, that there's no money for them, you know. And these claims are they true? Are they false? What does this mean for an average South African? It could mean less transparency and limited competition and potential mismanagement of funds. And it means millions and millions of workers who will retire will also lose their money. So if we are finding ourselves in spaces where we are like, hi, I'm retiring, ning, 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 ning. It means that the pension fund that you are retiring in, that pension fund now won't be there because there is a few cartel of institutions that are holding on to this pension fund. And this pension fund now is going to be something else. And if that pension fund doesn't find its rightful source and it doesn't find rightful hands, it's going to go missing. And when it goes missing, that pension fund now is not going to be lightly okay for anyone else. Where does these personal stories and these stories that will come about in terms of livelihoods of retired old people and the importance of transparency in managing these public funds? Because at the end of the day, these things need to come to light. The mismanagement of this budget and the livelihoods of retired old people and the workers who are thinking of retiring. And when you look at the state of our country at this moment in time, we cannot want to find ourselves in spaces where the funds are mismanaged, and especially the old pension funds. That can't happen, and like at this powerful moment in time our country will be in a mess, and like if pension funds and the people in power and the people who are influential are really finding themselves and their hands in the cookie jar. I mean, that will be something else. And the question, who's watching the people who's supposed to be watching? The very same people. Who monitors the monitors? Who monitors the monitors? Who watches the people who watch what needs to happen? And how can we also ensure that whoever that is watching something that needs to be watched? He's not watching something else. He's not watching, when he's supposed to be watching the money, he's watching something else. We want to understand, are you looking at the money? Are you searching for the money? Are you seeing the money? Or are you seeing something else? Because sometimes other people will see something else. And when you see something else, it's fine. You are seeing something else. But we need to see what we need to see. And if it's true what we're seeing, we need to see it the way we want to see it. So this management who is mismanaging, but this management who's mismanaging funds of old people must come to light. And we must deal with them precisely, because now if we don't deal with them precisely, these people will mismanage these funds and will forever finding themselves running away from responsibilities and accountabilities, because this is pension funds we are speaking about. And if this pension fund doesn't reach the people who are supposed to be reached, it's going to be a mess. These few cartels who control these institutions that control these pension funds, we need to be questioning them. Where is the pension fund at this particular moment in time? If open, secret, and investigational journalists will walk through a space and ask about this power and ask about this money and ask the importance of transparency within spaces, what we find ourselves in, and we go, hey, a pension fund and that will be true, and this fund, they need to be managed in the best interest of the people. You cannot manage these funds and think it's just a beginning. Now we are dealing with a very sensitive issue. And they need to also be discussing the regular framework of how to regulate and how to make sure that even if we say, okay, mang, you are in a space where you are guarding our money, that somebody is having the money and is guarding our money and it's making sure our money is protected and the old people are receiving the money. Because now if they don't receive the money, and there are possibilities of the old people finding themselves money being chowed by these ones, now it's going to be a problem. because now the old people will want their money, and the old people, if they want their money and they can't find their money, that means now it's heart attack, it's stroke, it's sugar diabetes, is family dislocated in their joints. It's a systematic failure, and we are finding ourselves in a space where we understand the systematic failures that we are having in our country, and we understand something like this that has just came out to say, hey, Buffett, the pension fund. I think the pension fund, there's a few cartel of institutions that are controlling the money, and they have 6 trillion rand in their pocket, and they are not willing to give it to the people. And as yet, the people now need to suffer and struggle for this money that as yet it's not given to them. It's not their money. They are not owing yet this money. And it's money that is owned by other people. And what are the mechanisms to be put forward in terms of making sure that they bring back this money? And if they bring back this money, we are okay with this money. Sim Jojo, we will able to help other people in need, and the people which are thinking of also retiring, they will have a particular mindset of going, yeah, when I retire one day nami ngizoba grand, meaning ngizobe ngiphethe ibudget engakangaka ngoba ngizoba ngikhena ngendlela so, ngibangene ngendlela so, ngibangene ngendlela so. Otherwise, if kunama doubts at the moment in time to say, hey, mhlambe siyadoubt thina abanye, we are doubting these things and its possibilities, and some of us vela living in a dark place where we don't understand what's going on, and some of us we don't find interest in what's going on, and we find ourselves going, no, we should not be also entertaining matters at our district, like far away from us. We are discussing matters that are matters in which me and you need to understand where these matters are from, or these matters where they come from and whatnot. So as we exist in this particular time, the stories of South African Pension Fund is a complex one. But one needs to understand we need transparency and accountability, and our best tool is to protect our future. That's it, and we need to stay informed and ask questions, and like, where is this 6 trillion rand of the old pension money? And we start to worry about also your future. And if you find yourself in a space where you are going, I wanna retire in a few small years to come. Okay, sharp, retire. But where's the money now to retire at this particular point in time? If we do not demand change, if we do not demand, accountability in terms of these people now who are in these particular positions, we will find ourselves our future will be blank, because they will be in control of this money. And when they are in control of this money, and we don't ask for accountability, and we don't ask for responsibility, and we don't ask people to come up with frameworks that work for the people, and frameworks that are understood, even in a level in which you would find yourself in a space where you go, what is this, what's going on? And all of us now understanding vele what needs to happen and what needs to be going on. And I'm keeping an eye very much on this particular story that we've just mentioned, because it's a very interesting story as well, to keep an eye on it, because these are also allegations. And the Open Secret Society, a research hub, and its journalists as well, who have came up and said, no, we have found these irregularities. And when you look at articles from 2023, the articles of, there is a particular money in which other people in the pension funds have decided to loot that money. Whoever, it's like an institutional cartel now. It's not these small cartels in which we are seeing in our country. Now it's like they are huge. These guys now are cartels. Now they are running the joint now. They are not playing. Those ones we are staying. We must stay vigilant, and like we must stay informed, and like we must be aware, and like, because now we are living in dangerous times. And if somebody was thought ukuthi hey mina ngizo ebeka inyuku yami ngizothi mase ngiretire ngibe mjojo, hey, now that money that you are sitting aside to retire, there the money is gone, there the pension fund has been chowed by some institution. You don't understand why the institution has chowed your money, and this particular institution now at this particular time they're gonna come about one by one. They're gonna spring and say, hey mina, this is what I did to protect Mang's money. So it means also some other people's money are sitting somewhere somehow, and other people's money, Mkulu's money and Babu Mkulu's money, is sitting with people in which they don't want to give the rightful owners of this money those monies, because it's pension funds, and pension fund, they tell us a cartel is having his hands in the cookie jar and it's controlling this particular money, which is plus minus 6 trillion rand, and a 6 trillion rand is being chowed by a cartel. That means sisejivini la. We thought these mkhwanazis and these madlangas are okay, but now if you have possibilities that a private entity, possibilities of cartels have been very controlling pension funds assets, now there is a problem. How can a small cartel control a small amount of pension funds? And if you're thinking of working and you are working and you are thinking, okay, sharp, mina ngizozithola ngida pension funds and ngizoyenza pension fund yami ibe grand and ngizoyincenga, that means most we don't have pension funds, and like it will be like what's the chart of also working, what will be what will be working, what will also be working at this particular point in time. If you see yourself good, no, a pension fund yami ivayile, and like a pension fund yami ivayile, and manje pension fund yami mangekho sharp, angekho grand. So now we are speaking about the powers that influence the control of our economy. And the question will be, who's watching the people who's supposed to be watching the watchers of the people who are watching? And other people, you must remember, they have worked. And when they've worked and their pension fund is nowhere to be found, and they'll have a problem with it, and they will want their money and they will want their shares. We don't know now at this particular point. We are sitting in a space where they are saying these are just allegations, so we are going sharp. These are allegations and we are okay with them. We are fine. We are just seeing whatever that we are seeing sharp. But we need to understand at the end of the day, this is livelihood of people. This is also dangerous times to be playing with such allegations, to be telling us some of the private entities and institutions are controlling assets of pension funds. And if these assets of the pension funds are being looted, it's a problem, and like for real, it's a problem. And we find ourselves in spaces where we would need to know why are they looted and who's looting them, who's taking the money and why are they taking this money, so that at least by the end of the experiences that we have, we would understand what's the chart and what's the jigs. Because if we don't understand particular information that also is coming to us and it's coming to our level and it's in our disposal, and we don't clearly look at the information that is given to us, we might find ourselves in spaces where we will lose the focus and lose the shape and lose real essence of what we are speaking about. Because if some of our old people wake up late within this matter, we will be late, and we can't be late in such matters, because these matters need to be addressed and they need to be dealt with proper and fast, because it's a livelihood of people, and we must not be finding ourselves wanting at the end of the day when this money needs to come about. When the pension funds of the old people is out, people have chowed the money, and you go, hey, Yeah, these guys have chopped the money. Yeah, they've chopped the money. Why they've chopped the money? Hey, we don't understand why they chopped the money. These guys have decided otherwise, and here they are, and we find ourselves in spaces where money pelile, and you go money pelile, yo bafowethu. Hi kangaka. You get what I'm saying. So at this particular moment in time, we demand change and we must stay informed. And in staying informed, we will acknowledge that change must come. And if that change is coming, change should be us who's also changing, because we can't afford to find ourselves in spaces where we do not have change. And we must be aware and follow this matter, keep our eyes on this matter, because it's a very, very important matter and like that few cartels not even if you let me put it in a correct manner so that we understand it. Few institutional cartels have had their hand in the cookie jar, meaning they have a pension fund on their hand, which is 6 trillion rands. They are in control of it, and they are controlling a pension fund. And this pension fund, it's a pension fund that now when you're 40, 50, usejiving. Yeah, 30 sharp, 30 and 35. Yeah, they can call you young. They go, he's still young, this one. Not 30, not 35. Mjojo, still young. Aziege. Now you find yourself in a space where this pension fund, which is 6 trillion rand, is missing in some investment somewhere. This money now you can't find it somewhere somehow. This money is lost now. This money is nowhere to be found. You'll be asking yourself particular question: where did this money go? Where is this man? And you must understand now, at this particular moment in time, money pelile, and the pension fund is very important fund in the lastest ordeal of a human being. So that's your pension fund. That's your money. That's where you are at with that money. And if you lose that money, what happens if you lose that money? Because pension fund is important. Pension fund is important to you. Pension fund is important to your family. Pension fund is important to institution. Pension fund is important to livelihoods of like I said, if you're 40, 30, yes, there is an exception. But 50, 60, this pension fund is something else when we speak about it. And if the few cartel has their hands in this particular money, will be in problem. Because few cartel institutions have got their hands in the cookie jar. And if they have their hands in the cookie jar, this money won't reach the people. And if this money doesn't reach the people, what does it mean if it doesn't reach the people? And it needs to reach the people, and we must make sure this money reaches the people. And why this money cannot reach the people? Because if it doesn't reach the people, that means we will have a problem, because the money needs to reach the people, and the people, it's their money. Why must we find them ourselves in a space where these people now don't have their money? We must also ask ourselves why kahle kahle. Because it's important that we understand, if this money cannot be traced and this money cannot be found, it means so many livelihoods will be like destroyed, because the money it's money that is needed for the elderly, because now it's retiring money. It's not money that we find ourselves in spaces where it's just money and it can be brought back by corruption anytime, any day. No, this is real money. It's pension money. You know, if a small cartel of private institution are controlling a massive 6 trillion rand, what are we saying? You know, and what's our take on that? And if these cartels of these institutions finding themselves going, yeah, we are controlling this money, and this money is our money. What does this, you know, what does that say, and what does that mean for us as people who are aware of this information and this knowledge, that a few cartel of private institution are controlling pension funds, meaning the workers and the people who are thinking to retire at a particular moment in time, their money is possibly also what is currently happening in our country. It's also the influence of that money that is missing, or that money allegedly that is not found at this particular moment in time, because it's pension money. And where is that 6 trillion rand as we sit in a space in time? Sure, Native, how are you? Sure. Sharp, sharp. Ay, long, 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 long. Ukuzivalela vie. Can you hear me? Ah, sharp, sharp.